There is a meme token called Bald. And in no way is this financial advice. I'm not telling you to go buy this token. For the love of crypto, of Satoshi, please. This is just, it's a fairy tale, you guys. So apparently Bald token rug pull may have been linked to Sam Bankman-Fried. I want to say that it was also announced yesterday that FTX 2.0 is coming about, which we won't talk about too terribly much, but Bald token was a rug pull, which doesn't surprise me at all. If you guys hear of a token that's like a food token or a aesthetic token or just something ridiculous and it's a meme coin, it's probably going to rug. 99% chance it's going to rug, so just be careful. But anyways, prices increased about 4 million% from launch. Blockchain Sleuths found that the contract that deployed the token may have been related to Alameda research wallets in the past. While it made hundreds of transactions in the past worth hundreds of millions of dollars on Binance, Coinbase, and FTX, while it allegedly also had up to 400 transactions with UST Terra Labs stable coin. And again, this just kind of goes back to you can track everything on chain. And if somebody is doing something naughty, you can catch them, unlike what we see in traditional finance. And this is why we see the public servants and the banks getting so mad at crypto, is because they don't want their secrets to be found out. Zach?
Wow.
Bald.
Wow. Nice pivot on that one. Thank you for the update. That was a good synopsis of what is indeed a crazy story. I think, people love a good SBF headline, but really for the OGs in the room, and Will, let me know if you picked up on this too. Sam Trabucco is the real story here. Where in the world is Sam Trabucco, former Alameda Research co-CEO? And according to some digging by Igor, now of Wintermute, formerly of The Block, a well-reputed researcher in the space, it potentially could be him behind this thing that has captivated a lot of interest. Now, this is all alleged. This is all some sleuthing. There is no sort of smoking gun that suggests that any one of these guys is involved in this thing. So all that should be stated. But to your bigger point, Wendy, I think it's absolutely spot on, right? The fact that you can do this independent sleuthing by way of blockchain analytics, by way of looking through these crazy clues that blockchain wallets leave across the internet is absolutely fascinating and makes this space so fun to cover, because this can only happen in crypto. You can only sort of link these things together and suggest a story behind how these wallets are interacting by virtue of the way that blockchains work. So credit to Igor, on which a lot of this reporting appears to be based in the story. And it's really fascinating to see, again, the ability to track this stuff and make some suppositions, make some an informed guess as to who might be involved behind something that the entire crypto world seems to be talking about and has its arms in the air freaking out about on the last few days. So I don't know. I feel like the Sam Trabucco angle, I think, Will, you might be able to latch onto that a little bit. I mean, he went over water and now this is sort of the last thing we've heard of him. What do you think?
Yeah, did he go fast over water? It seems like he's still fast on chain, moving about a lot of funds there. So going to the story that Zach talked about here from Igor, in the thread it details how there are a bunch of different wallets and addresses that point back into Alameda's history, touching it in a few different ways. Yes, these wallets do touch other exchanges like Coinbase or Binance, but for the most part, they share a lot of similarities with Alameda Research and some associated with FTX. These funds going back to 2019 and 2020 definitely touch a lot of different protocols launching, including like SET protocol. These are just on-chain details that we can look at and be like, okay, maybe we know about who this person is, especially when you pair it with some other information such as OTC trades that were known at the time or Twitter posts that were also known at the time. So definitely go check out that thread by Igor, because it makes a pretty convincing case that this could be Sam Trabucco, the former president CEO of Alameda Research, or co-CEO of Alameda Research, who stepped down mere months before the implosion of both those firms. To my knowledge, they are not looking for Sam Trabucco at this point, the authorities, but there is something there. The last thought, I want to go back to the Sam Bankman-Fried thing before we give it back to Zach, and that's, did SBF have involvement with this? Likely not, because he's, again, in his parents' basement with a Nokia, doesn't really have the ability to trade on chain with any of the tech he's been granted. He has a list of websites that he's able to interact with, and that's about it. So it'd be very difficult for him to interact with anything on chain, right? They're not allowing him to have access to these things. But it could be that a former Alameda Research partner, former Alameda Research employee could be doing this. We just don't quite know at the moment. but some great details on chain. Zach?
It definitely kind of reeks of too good to be true, especially with the SBF angle here. So credit to the sleuthing, but it's all innocent until proven guilty. And I'm going to reserve judgment because if this would be another amazing plot twist in the
juicy.
SBF FTX saga.
Guys, I got to interrupt really quickly and just say, just because somebody has specific restrictions on them doesn't mean they are not able to bypass them. I'm not saying he is bypassing them. I have just heard some very interesting stories from very interesting people about doing very interesting things. And I never put it past anybody to break the law.
All right.
Permissionless protocols. Who knows? Anyone can do anything.